Yo, what is going on, everyone? So today I'm going to show you how I made this super simple website with React and Tailwind CSS. So let's take a little tour right here. Got a little animation effect going on, a little bounce button right here, and you see the website is going to be excellent. So pretty much here, that's just a little hero section, then I got some basic image. So this one's kind of like an intro, I guess, video, just showing you a little basic template, and then if I shrink it over here, little mode menu, nav, drop down, and nothing fancy. Just wanted to show you just some basic stuff with Tailwind CSS and React, but I might make one that's much more detailed, complex later. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that, but for now, this is gonna be like an intro video. Now let's go in and hop into my code editor. So I'm gonna show you how I made this. All right, so here I am. I have my VS Code editor opened, so go ahead and open up your code editor, and if you want to make sure you have the exact same screen as me, then I highly recommend you use VS Code for this video. So I'm gonna make everything from the terminal. If you aren't comfortable with that, then you could just make like your own project with a folder and drag it into VS Code, but let me just show you this way. So I'm gonna do Command J. So here I'm on VS Code, and I have all my files where I keep them on my project folder. So for me, I'm gonna CD into my desktop first, and then I'll CD into my projects folder. So this is gonna be different based off of your setup. So if you have it in like documents or downloads or whatever that's at, go ahead and navigate into that folder. And then for the creating the React app, we're just gonna go and type npx and then create -react-app. And then here I'll just say Tailwind CSS React version 1, and I'll put YT because I don't know if pretty sure I made this exact same thing already. And then that's just the name of the file, and I'll just do double and then I'll just say cd tailwind css react v1 yt. So this last and the double and cd, you don't have to do that, but this way once it finishes creating it, it'll just automatically navigate into my project, so it'll just save me like one line of code. And cool little shortcut. So let me just press enter. And while that is loading, I'll just show you on the right side here, I have Tailwind CSS. So ideally, if you are watching this, I would hope you have a good understanding of CSS. If not, then you might be super confused, but pretty much if you have a good understanding of CSS, then you basically can follow along this pretty easily. And also, we're gonna be creating everything utilizing the documentation. I've seen a lot of other videos, and I'm not sure if they're using like a previous way of doing it or like an older version. But the way I'm gonna show you is, at least to this date, the way I did earlier today, and it works just fine. So in case there's any updates in the future, then hopefully somebody can leave a comment showing how to update it there. But once it finishes, I'll see you once it is done. Alright, so that took forever, but it is finally done. And notice when I did the CD and part, it already shows up in my file. So if you're not in your actual file, then obviously you'd have to type this line here. But we already did that. And since I'm using VS Code, and also since I have it open at the same time, I'm gonna open up this project by doing code dot, and then I have to do -R because I'm using VS Code. If I had my terminal only, I would just do code dot and it would open up a new window, but I don't want to open up two VS Code windows, so just doing that line right there opens it up, and here we are in our project. So pretty much typical create React app. So before we get into anything, let's do Command J, and then if you want to navigate over to tailwindcss.com, go ahead and do that. And pretty much I'm just go ahead and click on get started, and we're going to use the docs for this so that anyone can like check out any updates or any changes, that way they know how to set it up too. And then go click on reading the docs here, and as you can see, there's a bunch of different options, but since we have create a React app, we use this one. So just click here, and pretty much you can see it tells you what to do. So we already did this, the npx, and then we also navigated into our project. So now we want to do is, I'm using Yarn. If you have npm, then you can do npm. But for me, when I do npm, it takes literally light years forever to take to load up. So I usually just copy everything past npm install. So just copy this, Command C, and I just do yarn add, and then I'll just paste that in, and I just press enter. And then let's shrink this right here, and then here it's gonna say right here that this part post CSS 8 that doesn't work well, so you have to actually install some more things. And then basically we're going to use this thing called CRACO. And what we can do here is, let me just copy this part here. Again, if you don't have yarn, just literally copy this exactly. Just do npm install, but I'm going to do yarn add, and then I'll have to paste that in, and then press enter. And if you want to learn more about this, you can click on the link or just click Google search. And then we'll scroll down here. And once it's done, let's go to package.json really quick and check. So we got Tailwind, the Craco, I don't know how to say it, but you can see everything has been installed. And then if we go to our scripts, we have these scripts right here. So right now what it's saying is we need to basically delete everything in the red and replace it with green. So here, let's just copy this right here, everything in the green. And then we have from start to test, we'll have to delete these 3 lines here. And then we'll just paste in the CRACO code here. And then we can pretty much continue scrolling down. And now it's going to ask us to create a craco.config.js file. So let me go here and then go on the root and do new file. And I'm going to say craco.config.js. Now we're going to press enter. Also, let's make sure we save this package JSON file. So I'll save that there. Let's exit off this terminal really quick. And then let's go to craco.config. And then we just copy in this code right here, just like the docs say. So let's copy this. We'll paste that in here and save it. And then we'll continue scrolling down. And then now we need to add this line of code. So let's copy this. So this is npx, not npm, so there's a difference. So then when I paste this in, I'll just paste it in. And then basically what it does is it creates this config, Tailwind config file. And then we need to go over here and we need to purge, add this line of purge to save up on some file space. So then here, let me just make sure I copy this whole line here. And then pretty much, like it says again, replace the red with the green. So we'll just paste that in here and we'll save it. And if you want to look up more details on like purging the CSS, you can check it out. And then here, we'll continue scrolling down. And now let's open the index CSS file in our Create React app. So let's do src index.css, and let's just copy these lines right here, these 3 here. Now let's delete these and just paste these in. And then we'll scroll down some more. Make sure that you have the index.css imported. So it should have already been since we have the Create React app, so we got it right there. And then we'll pretty much, we can do this. So now we can go, and also I have I'm gonna create a .env file because watch, when I run yarn start, it's just gonna run me that error. So watch this. Let's do it now because I already know it's gonna say it. .env, and then I say the script skip free flight check everything. So let's just paste this in here, and then we'll just go up yarn start again, and then this will basically open up the tab, and I already have it running. So let's actually, let me do this, do Control C. Actually, let me just do yes. And here we can see that the React logo, everything is working. So the only thing now we need to check is, did Tailwind CSS actually get installed? So let me exit off here. And right now my computer fan is going crazy. I don't know why, but if you can hear that, just ignore it in the background. But go to app.js. Let's just type h1 really quick, and let's just be like, yo, let me save it. Also, let me get rid of this logo really quick. Don't need that line there. And I'll just delete this logo SVG. Don't need that there. So yeah, let's refresh, make sure. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the H1. And if you've never used Tailwind CSS, don't worry. It's, if you know CSS already, it's like literally just putting class names. But let's just test it out to make sure we actually have it working on our React app. So let's do class name, since we're in React, equals to, and let's just do a font color. So let's do text red dash 500. And if we did everything right, boom, it changes color. So if this is all you needed, then again, you can go crazy and then start editing your own designs. But now let's actually go and let me show you how I created the website that I showed you earlier. So first thing is, let's go to src, let's do new folder, and let's just make components folder here. Also, let's do another folder. Let's just call this one images. And let's do another folder here. And let's just do pages. So it's fairly basic. And let's go to components now. Let's just create a navbar. Let's do navbar.js. And then we're going to have another file. I'll just have hero.js. And then a new file again. I didn't really know what to name this, so I just called this like content. That's basically just the images with like the menu items. Again, you can rename these, but here we can go new file again. I'll have a dropdown.js. And then last but not least, we'll just have a footer. So now let's go here. Also, go to the extensions right here. Make sure you have ES7, type it in, and then make sure you have this snippets plugin here, because we're going to do those shortcuts. So let's go ahead and just type in RAFCE and then press tab. We got the nav going here, so let's just type in, let's H1 here, let's say navbar. And app.js, let's erase this, let's just import it for now. I'm going to create a, also cool trick is if you, before you press like anything, if you see it highlight, or if it doesn't highlight, like you misclick and you do control space, so highlight it again, just press enter. Auto imports for you, saves you some time. Boom, got the navbar. So pretty much, let me just show you a quick styling really quick with Tailwind CSS. So here, let me just exit all these pages. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna move all these into a home page, but for now, let's keep them on the app. So here, well, let's do this. Let's import link from, let me do React router DOM. I don't know if this is like a new update. Let me know in the comments below, but earlier when I was making the site, I didn't even have to install React router DOM and it still worked. So I don't know if that's just like combined now with the React app. I couldn't see it on the files, but in case it's not working, then you just have to install this. But here, let's just make a nav really quick. So let's just do nav here. I'll press tab, and then I'll have a link. So this is going to be the React router link. And let's just say egg. This is my logo for now. And then I'll just put a toPath slash, and let's save it really quick. And say, yeah, I have to do this now. So let's do this really quick. Let's go back to index.js, and let's just import. I'm gonna do browser router from React router DOM, and then I'll just pass this, wrap it around the app. So here, you can rename it to router too if you want, but let's just make this simple. And then if I go to app.js, let me delete this, and then this one is just going to be a fragment, because actually the nav is going to be around everything. But let's just do this, and let's just save it for now. Let me make sure, let's see if this works. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Yeah, so we're good for now, and then I'll add my routes later. But pretty much, let's just start styling this, show you how to use Tailwind, and then let's add a class name. So right now, I'm going to say class name equals to PL-8, which is basically padding left 8, so we got a little padding spacing. And for this video, I'm not going to go like super in detail of like what each class means. I did my beginner one where I did the HTML and CSS, but since it's React, hopefully you guys know how to like read the docs. But anytime you need help, just literally type in like padding, and they'll show you all the the actual styling values. But for here, I'm just gonna straight up go and type my class names, and then you can follow along with that. So then now let's do this. Under the link, let's just add another div, and then I'll have a class name. So px-4, so that's some padding, and then we'll have cursor-pointer, and then I'll have, for the medium screens, we'll have it to be hidden, and then I'll just press tab, and then basically in here, this is going to be an SVG. So go to the site heroicons.dev. It's basically made by the same dudes. With Tailwind CSS, you can see this guy right here, and pretty much you can just copy and paste icons. So like here, I'll just type in menu, not edu, what is that? Menu, and click on this one. But before you do it, let's see if I can, where's it at? I can't see the options. Yeah, it looks like it's still, yeah. So it says here, click enable copy SVG. Okay, yeah, so I already had it clicked. So basically for React, that if you're first on the site, it's not going to be clicked. So make sure you click to enable copy as JSX since we're using React, because like certain class names and values are named differently, and they're just going to run errors if you don't copy it with the JSX value. So let's click on this menu and literally copy code, and then we just shrink it, and then it's basically just going to copy an SVG code so I can paste it. And see, since we clicked the JSX option, it shows a class name. If you did regular SVG, without the option clicked, it just says straight up class. And then like these values here would be like dashes, I think. So here, let's save it. And you got little bars action here. And then notice how I put MD hidden, so on larger screens it just disappears. So that's basically the responsive way to do things. And then under this div right below or above the nav, do another div, so let's do dots, and we'll do padding right -8, so PR-8 dot MD :block, and then dot hidden. So by default, I want it to be hidden on smaller screens, but on basically tablet or 728 pixels and up, or 768 and up, it should be displaying. And then here, just passing some links. So these literally are navs like home, about us, etc. So let's do link .p-4, just press tab, and then let's just do 2 equals to / for now, say home, and then I'll press shift alt down arrow 1, 2, 3 times, change the second one to menu, change this to menu, then for the third we'll do about, change this to abouts, and then for the fourth we'll just say contact and contact. Save it there. And technically it's not showing because we are not on desktop or tablet view. So now it's like that. So let's do this. Let's go here and let's just style this. So let me do Command B. Let me shrink this a little bit because it's gonna be hard to show you at the same time. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. I'll just shrink my screen, but on your screen, if you have like 2 screens, you'll probably be able to see it. If not, we'll just keep dragging it. But let's go here and let's just style this really quick. So the cool thing with Tailwind CSS is you can have all of your styles in just one file, and it's just super easy to do everything. So let's do class name on the nav equal to, let's flex these menu items. So actually, let me see if I can instead of doing this, let me take this off. Let's just take off hidden for now so you can see it, because you're gonna be like, whoa, what's going on? So let's take off hidden on the menu, and then we'll do justify -b, can't even spell it, tween, and then we'll center the item. So this base, I think, is a line, should be a line item center, and then we'll have the height of this navbar to be h-16, bg will be white, text will be black, position relative, let's do shadow -sm, so little shadow. If I save it now, you see little shadow, little line right there, and then just font -mono. So there's 3 font choices right now, and this is what I'm just gonna use for now. And then also, let me just, outside this quotes, let me just add a role equals to navigation, and there we go. And then, so technically this shouldn't be showing on mobile, but I'm just doing it so you can see it. And then pretty much, if I scroll this out here, it kind of looks like this. So now let's go and try it. Should that's why it's not centered. I put item, should be items. Okay, sweet, there we go. And I think that's pretty much it for the nav. Like, it's super basic. So let's go back and let's add hidden back to here. Save it. So there we go. And then shrink it out. There we go. So we're gonna add the functions too to update the state and everything later, but let's just start basic with this. And now let's mess around with the hero. So let's go here, Command B. Let's go to hero, RAFCE, and then pretty much let's just erase this. Let's do dot bg-white dot h-screen. So this makes it 100 viewport width. Then let's do flex column justify center items center, and then press tab. Then we'll press enter here, And then in here, and again, this is just basic like centering with Flexbox. Here, let's do H1, I'll do dots. And I'll have the text large, so I'm gonna do, on large screen, I'll have LG colon, text dash 9XL. And then on medium screen, so I'll do dot MD colon, text dash 7XL. And then dot on smaller screen, I'll do dot SM colon, text dash 5XL. And then on just default, like after smallest value, dot text dash 3XL. And then I'll just have dot font dash black. So this is like, in terms of like boldness, this is like the max at 900 value. So think it's like font weight. And then dot margin bottom dash 14. Press tab. Got a bunch of crazy classes here. And then we'll just say egg cell. I can't believe I misspelled it. Egg cell. What? Excel, I put Excel select. I don't even know what I said in the beginning. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Alright, so now it's basically invisible. So let's go to app.js. Let's go here. Hero, enter, and hopefully import it. Import it. Save it. Excellent. I can't believe I misspelled select. I don't even know what that means. People probably be like, man, what are you talking about? Anyway, I fixed it. I think Excel, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Here, let's go here. Under H1. So also you're like, whoa, what are these? LGs, MG, MD, SM, what is that? So pretty much that's just the way I made it to where it's sort of responsive. You know better ways, definitely let me know in the comments. But like, see how it just gets bigger and bigger. And then when I shrink it, it does it like this. You can read more in the docs in terms of like those values, but that's pretty much it. And then here, let's do, let's put a link in here. So let's do link, and let's do this first. Let's import it first. So let's do import link from React-router DOM. Switch that to a link and close the tag. Let's close it out and let's just say order now. I'll save it. And now when I add a little shopping cart icon to the end of this, let's just add, let's just do cart, shopping cart, make sure we got, yeah. Here, JSX, go back, and I just pasted this right after the order now. And then we'll save it. And then, for the link, we got a lot of class names to add here. So we'll go to link, and do command B to close out. I'm gonna say class name equals to quotes. So padding, so py-6, and then I'll do px-10, and then we'll do bg-yellow-500. So let's add it right now, you can see it. So right now I'm just making the button, and then I want it to be rounded-full, so I save it, looks like this, and then we'll just make the text larger, so text 3XL, and then we'll have a hover, so we'll do hover, you hover colon, and bg-yellow-300. So now we got a little hover, and then we'll do transition space duration-300 ease dash in dash outs, and then we'll make sure we flex them, then we'll align them center, so item center. And then I want to add this cool animation called animate-bounce. They have a couple or a few animations, and this one is just like the one that makes, I would say, it just shows you how to use it. And then for the SVG, the icon's like touching the words, so I want to go into the SVG, and let's do margin left-4. So we got a little margin space, there we go. And that's basically how I made this super simple hero section. So now you can play around with this, but yeah, like the animations, they already have some pre-built ones. And then let's do command B here. So let's go to content. So content right here, RAFCE. And I already have some images, so I have my GitHub link in the bio, so you can actually get these, or just you literally go to any like non-copyright website for images, or it doesn't even matter. You can use regular images for this. But let me just go and get to my folder really quick so I can drag these over, just to save some time. So I'm gonna drag in my 2 images over here. So I'll just drag these in. And what in the world? They did not drag in the right spot. Let me put them back where they belong. So here, yeah, these are just like pictures of eggs, and these are vertical. So like I mean, this site is so basic, so like you can go and refactor this styling, but let me just show you how I did this. So here, let's just do, we got a div, and let's just say img, let's do dots, I'm gonna say h-full for the height. Want it to be rounded, just the borders, like the corners, but not like the button. And then we'll do margin bottom -20, and then I'll have a little shadow, and I'll just tab. And then for the SRC, this is a cool way, and I think this is the way that works, I think, for most people. There's other ways where you do like the required and all that, and for some reason a lot of people have issues. So I found that if you do curly braces, and then just like come up with your own names, like image 1, then I'll just put egg. And then if you just import it at the top, import image 1 from /images/ egg.jpg, and I'll just do shift up down again. I'll say egg 2 and image 2. So pretty much that's like the easy way that I found that majority of people have been able to import images with React and not have issues. So hopefully that works for you. And then under here we'll just create a div. So let's see dot. Well, actually let's just do div here. Press tab. And then for the divs, actually, so let's add this. Let's go class name. Let's say class name equals to quotes flex dash column justify dash center, and then item dash center. And then for the top div, let's just do class name equals to flex dash column justify dash center items dash center bg dash white h dash green font dash mono, and then py dash 40, so padding. And then if we save it, now that's what we got so far. And pretty much this div, like my formatting saves it. So close this, let me erase that. And then here just put like h2, and let's just say egg muffin, doesn't matter what you put here. And then I'll just set a class name equals to text dash 2xl, so slightly bigger text, and then margin bottom dash 2. So we got this, and technically you can't see it, so let's do this. Let's go to app.js. Let's pass in content. So control space didn't import for me, so I'll do there. Save. Boom, there we go. So now we'll go and under here just say p dot margin bottom 2, so mb2 tab crispy delicious and nutritious. And then under here just put like a little span and just put $16. So just basic design, but the reason I want to do this because I'm gonna copy this exact same thing. So right now, get this entire div and then just paste it in. So I'm only doing this for example purposes, but normally I'll like map through like data so I don't repeat. But I just wanted to show you this thing with Tailwind CSS just for this video. And React does not like when you do this, when you have just divs on divs. So you can do fragments around them or just encode with a normal div, and that should fix it. So here's the second one, and then I'm going to change this to image 2. Let's save it. So now you can see there's two different ones. So let me just change the name really quick. So let's say egg salad, and then price, just put 18. It doesn't matter, it's just for examples. And here, so you're probably wondering like, well actually you don't even, probably not even wondering, but basically right now, actually yeah, let me make sure, yeah, okay. Let me shrink this, I think it's, yeah, it's like messing up my view of it. Okay, so right now you're looking at this and you're like, man, these are a lot of same classes, and like you're basically copying and pasting the same thing. So imagine you had a bunch of these where it's just repeating. It would just be a pain to sit here and type in, and it's crazy. So cool thing is with Tailwind is on the index.css we can actually add these values. So I go here to here and just type in apply and press enter. You can see here, use apply to add existing utility class into your own custom CSS. So basically they call this apply directive, and for instance, like here, I'm on index.css. I'll just say dot, and then you call this like whatever makes sense to you. So I'm just calling this like the menu card, and then the curly braces, and then you say add apply, and then you pass in the values. So here, this is like the div for the card. So I just basically, let me do Command B. These entire values here, I'm just gonna show you copy them. So I just copy it, and then just the first one, cause we're just gonna copy that for the second one. So here, I just press tab. So now, if you go to content, I erase this. I just save it. Since we're React 2, it just automatically formats it. With just regular HTML and CSS, you have to like run build again. But here, so far, I just auto save. So you can see the second one has it right here still, but this first one's like, yo, what happened? So all you need to do is just type in what we called it. So I said it menu-card, and bam, where's that? It's back to normal. And then here, same thing on this div. We can erase that because it's the exact same card, and I'll just say menu-card, and we'll save it, and you see it work. And let's do this one more time. So like for like the text, like this content here, the text words, we're basically just copying this content here. So let me copy this, and then here I just call this .center-content. So ideally, if you had like another file or folder with the same styles, then you could just straight up use it on other pages, but this site's so basic, so I'm only having on here. But let's say add apply, and I just paste this in, save it, and then I go back to content, and let's just go here, highlight it, and then do Command D, and it highlights the same exact text that you have, and then we'll delete it, and then we'll just say center-content, save it, and then you'll notice if it shows. If not, we'll just refresh just to make sure, and you can see everything is saved. Everything looks the exact same, and there's just way less code. And so like globally too, if like someone else is working on this, they can see exactly all these styles. If they want to update stuff, then like you're set to go, versus imagine having this massive file with like insane amounts of class names. And then the footer, I think that's enough for the for that section. The footer, we'll just do it since we're here already. So it's REFCE, and it's super basic, but let's just do this right here. So let's erase this div. Let's just say dot flex dot justify dash center dot items dash center dot h dash 16 dot bg dash black dot text dash white. Then here just put p and then say copyright. And I have the symbol here. Let me paste this in, save some time. And then just put whatever you want here, and then we'll go to .js. We'll put the footer. So we'll say footer / close it. Boom, we got the footer here. So the thing we're missing is the little drop-down menu. So let me show you how I did this. So first thing is we need to make our pages. So let's go here. Let's do new file. So for my home, I'll just do index.js. Next, we'll do new file. Let's just see. Oh, we got menu.js. New file again. We got what? About.js. And I think that's fine. I mean, you could make the third page or the contact one, the fourth one. What doesn't really matter. And here, index.js. Let's do REFCE. Press tab. Change that to home. Click out of it, and then pretty much we need to move everything from the app.js, aka by everything I mean just the hero and content. So let's do this. Hero content, Command X, go to index or home page, paste it. Here we can just get rid of these divs, so Command D, highlights, gives fragments, save it. Go to hero, control space, highlights, auto imports, content, control space, highlights, auto imports, save. And then for the app, now we just do, here we'll go and basically wrap everything with a switch. So just typical React router stuff. So here we'll just say routes, and then the path is to the home / and make sure it's exact. And then components is going to be the home. Close it. And if I go back and see if I type it, it'll auto import it for me. So import home from pages. Also, get rid of the hero and the content imports. You don't need them. And then pretty much I need to go and import the switch and the routes from React router DOM. Save it here. And technically right now nothing's gonna happen because like we're on the home page, but you can see here we're still here. So let's do this. Let's go to about, and basically let's just say RAFCE, and let's just do capital A, so capital about. Let's get rid of these divs, and let's just do dot h dash screen dot flex dot justify dash center dot items dash center dot bg dash yellow dash 300 dots site, just kidding, tab, there you go, and then h1 dot text dash 9xl dot uppercase dot font dash black tab about page. Save it here, and then we can go to app.js, and this is just for the tutorial sake so you can like see like what we're on. Go here, shift all down, bring it down. I can get rid of the exact here. Let's put the about in the components. We're gonna look for the about page, save it. Now if I shrink this out, we did everything right, click on the about, boom, we got the about page. Home, now the route's working, so now let's just do this again for like the menu. And since it menu is like right next to it, let's just say menu here. And here, before I do that, let me update the menu so it just auto imports for me. So let's go to about, just copy, paste it, go to menu, paste, change this to menu, and then the color can just be like green. Save it. Now we go back to app.js, go to here, do menu. Oh come on, what happened? Guess it does not want to. Did I not change? Yeah, I didn't change this. Go back to menu, make sure you put menu so that it knows, and then we'll go back. Now let's try it. Does not want to work. Oh well, we'll just do menu here, and then we'll just do shift all down, change this to menu, and menu. Save, boom, bam, there we go, menu, about, home, etc. So now we got a routes working. You can make one for contact too if you want to, but I'm sure you probably understand it by now. And last thing is basically the nav menu. Like, where is it at? So here, let's go drop down. Components, let's go drop down. And my other sites, I went crazier detail and made like something completely like looks much better. But for this sake, this is just basic, so you can get like an idea, and then go crazy after there and figure out like your own design. But here's the RAFCE tab. Let's imports link from React dash router dash DOM, and then okay, what is going on? Inside of here, we're basically just have a div, and then we're gonna have a bunch of links. So I can just straight go to my nav. Let's just steal these links right here. Go by the drop down, just paste them, and then pretty much we can wrap this div class. We'll say class name, and set equal to curly brace. So if you've seen like stock components before, then this might make more sense. But this is just ternary operator, like an if else, and essentially this is just the way to do it. At least with I've seen with Tailwind, where you just say whatever your state, so your value you want to look for. So I'm gonna make a function. Actually, yeah, let me just do that. Let me just create it first. Here, how about that? Let's do this. Let's just say grid dash rows dash 4, text dash center, item dash center, bg dash yellow dash 500. We'll just save that here. Let's go to app.js. Let's just pass in the drop down. So here, and then close it. And now we got the drop down. So you actually see what it looks like. That's how I styled it. And what I want to do is basically make this hidden. So the way you do this is, let's make the function first, because you're not going to understand this. So here on the app, we'll import, we got to import React at the top. So let's do item R tab. and then we'll just say curly brace, I'll have it, comma, curly brackets, use state, and then also have use effect. So now we actually got something React related. So here I'm gonna say const, and again, if you've seen use state or before, then you most likely understand this. My first value is, I just call this is open, and then my function is gonna be set is open equal to use state, and it's gonna be false. And then here I'm gonna say const toggle equal to curly brace, so arrow function, and it's basically just gonna set is open to the opposite of is open. And then under here we're gonna have a use effect, and for now actually you don't even need it yet. We'll just do this for now. But here, let's do this. We'll save it, and now you're like, how is it gonna work? So pretty much, let's go to the Navbar. So there's one thing that I want the functions that we just created to set is open to get triggered by, and that's basically the icon with the hamburger menu. So for that, it's wrapped with this div right here on Navbar. So I can just say, I'm gonna add on click equals to curly brace. I'm just gonna pass in the function name called toggle, which we just created. And in order for us to actually get this value, like how's it gonna know? Because there's nothing here, we gotta destructure that. So I'm just do curly brace and say toggle. So now we're passing it in, and then it's gonna basically read our app.js and see that we have this toggle here. But it can't because we need to pass toggle into the navbar as well. So say toggle equals to toggle. And then also for the dropdown, we're gonna check if is open is equal to is open. And then also we're gonna pass toggle in here too as well. We'll save it here. And now for the most part this is done, but now we gotta go to the dropdown, because right now, like clicking this, nothing happens because we have no logic to trigger the dropdown. So here earlier, now let's do this. So let me just highlight this and command exit. So now we'll do class name curly brace, and the value, remember the state we said is open or set is open, so say is open. If that's true, I'm gonna do question mark curly brace, then I'm gonna do quotes. Then I'm gonna paste back in the classes that we just copied, which is essentially what it looks like right now, the drop down here. And so if it's true, I want it to show like that, colon else, I want it to be hidden, so it disappear if it's false. So if I say that, nothing's gonna happen yet because it's not defined, so we gotta destructure that here and just say is open. And then also we're gonna have to say toggle to, because I wanna pass in on this div on click equals to toggle, so that whenever I click on a thing, so I go here now, boom, we got it, and then I click it, and you can see this part that's on click just basically closes it whenever we go back. And then the last thing is, and I just want to add this in because like if you click it and then you scroll out, like it's still showing, and that's not cool. So ideally, usually when I make the nav or the mobile, it's like fully covering, and there's like an X, so that way it doesn't matter if you max it out. There's nothing you can see besides the mobile menu. But in case you're like trying to mess around with design, you can do this little thing right here, and we can just pass a use effect. So it's a use effect, pass in an arrow function. Pretty much I'm just gonna say const, I'll just call a function, just say hide menu, and that's equal to an arrow function. And then here I'm just gonna check if the window.inner width is greater than 768, which is the medium size for Tailwind, and is open is true. So if it's bigger than, like when it changes to the regular menu and the drop down is actually showing, then I want to trigger this to actually work. So then I'll just say set is open to false. And I can also console.log this too. So if I say like resize here, and then inside the use effect still, we're going to say window.add event listener, and we're going to check for a resize event, so resize, and then I'm just going to basically trigger the hide menu, and then we're going to return arrow function, and basically we're just going to make sure we do window.remove event listener, resize, and then just pass in hide menu. So I'll save here. So now if I click it and then I drag it, it disappears, and if I do Command Shift C, go to the console. You can see, I'm not sure, why is it saying, I feel like it's not defined. Oh, let me refresh that, it should be done. Yeah. Oh, we got 2. So what does this say? Link. What do I have a link without a 2 value? Let me search really quick. Should be, it's not Dropdown. Probably this one. Yeah, so let me add a link to the hero really quick. Just to make sure this error goes away. Yeah, so go back to hero.js, make sure you have a 2 value there. That doesn't really matter, but let me just show you what I was showing you here. So like, shrink this down. Okay, so when I shrink it, and then we see the little nav menu, right? So we open it. So right now, once it turns like this, you see it comes with a log, resize, and there it goes like that. And then basically if I refresh it again, you can see it's like there. And then pretty much that's it. So that is the website. So if you did enjoy this, definitely let me know in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up. Like the video, share it with your friends. Let me know any other CSS frameworks or other videos you have in mind. I'll check them out. Aside from that, if you haven't already, go down below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you later. Peace.